Jace Lejeune from Gridiron Football, our third annual Gridiron Football Media Day here at St. Thomas More High School. Appreciate Coach Savoie for the great hospitality and what a facility they have here. I'm here with Coach Gavin Peters from Carencro High School. We're ready to have Crow Nation over here for sure. So Coach Peters, second year as the head coach, and I know going from year one, year two is definitely a lot smoother, right, as being the head guy. Yes. So talk about, before going to 2025, your evaluation of last season.
Well, I think when I interviewed at this same location maybe about a week ago at the Air It Out 7-on-7 tournament, I see you got that timer on back there. We'd be here all night if I told you everything that we learned from year one to year two, you know. But look, we're looking forward to the upcoming season. We've been working extremely hard since December to get back to this point and go out there and look to reclaim the pride and respect of Carencro football.
Absolutely, Coach, without a doubt. And talk about the 2025 version. I know there's a lot of excitement. Y'all went to the playoffs last year, but I know there's a lot of expectations at Carencro. So what do you think about the 2025 version?
Well, we've been excited about this class, this senior class, since they were freshmen. Obviously, you know, they've been headlined by Kendrick Bernard, who's with us today, and Chance Babineau. Both of those young men are four-year players. And, you know, also beside me today, I have some young men that represents our program that have grown tremendously, both on and off the field since they've been in our program. William Laverne is a kid who showed up on our campus maybe 2 years ago, and have really proud of the growth that he's had as a young man and gotten to the point that he is now. And Cayman George is another young man who went to Boys State 2 or 3 weeks ago and was elected as the lieutenant governor for the state of Louisiana. Is also going to be going to Washington, D.C., I believe, this upcoming weekend. And DeKeven Martin is another young man who's been through a lot. Unfortunately, lost his mom when he was in the 8th grade. Has, you know, battled a lot of adversity since he's been in high school. But he's in charge of our locker room. He's our locker room guy. And, you know, I probably talk to him just as much as I talk to the coaches on the staff, you know, about getting things done. So just very proud of the young men that are with us today to represent our program, and hopefully the work that we've been putting in the last, you know, few months in this offseason pays off for us, you know, with some W's on a scoreboard this fall. You know, I have no question that it's going to pay off for these guys in the most important area, which is off the field. But we want to make sure it pays off for us on the field too.
Absolutely. Let's start offensively first, Coach. You know, Chance Babineau's always been a big-time playmaker for y'all. Carson Gursey played in our junior high bowl games just a couple of years ago. But talk about the offense side of the football and how it's been progressing.
Well, you know, we've got to be better up front, point blank, period. We got to be better up front. We got to be better in the backfield. We were very disappointing in those areas last season. And fortunately, we've had a lot of growth in that area. We're a lot bigger up front this upcoming year. You know, Cayman actually was a defensive player at this time a year ago, and we kind of switched him over, I think maybe week 3 a year ago, to the offense side of the ball. So he's had a complete offseason on the offense side of the ball, which I think helps. He lost his sophomore season due to a hand injury, you know. So we just had a lot of issues that kind of went against us a year ago. But I think we're definitely, personnel-wise, a little bit better tool this upcoming year to face the brutal schedule that we have, and also the tough district that we compete in.
Absolutely, and defense wins championships. I mean, Carencro's won a couple of state championships, so y'all know what it's like. What about that side of the football?
Well, I can tell you what, I'm very excited with the additions of Coach Jordan Romero, who's going to be our co-defensive coordinator, Coach Kyle Sebo, who's going to be the director of our defense, and he pretty much oversees our defense. Both of those guys are coming from Acadiana High School, where we worked together for almost a decade before I came here to Carencro. So we're just very, very fortunate to have those guys to be a part of us, to go along with Kobe Pettis and Ryan Tabb, who's another one that we've gotten from Acadiana High School, who's going to be helping out our linebackers. So personnel-wise, from a staffing standpoint, I feel really good about where we are, and I have no question that those guys are going to get our kids, you know, ready to go out there and play defensive football. You know, what's crazy is that, you know, before this upcoming year, probably the past 5 years, I've been heavily involved on the defensive side of the ball, you know, game planning, coaching, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I ain't got nothing to do with it no more, man. That's all on them. So I'm back on, you know, back full-time offense, man, which I love and enjoy. You know, I love football, so I love it all, but I'm just very, very happy to have those guys on our staff and think they're going to do a tremendous job putting our kids in position to be successful.
Coach, talk about the upcoming schedule. You know, there's never a cakewalk, especially playing 5A football as well. But talk about the upcoming schedule for you.
Well, we open up with St. Thomas More, which is where we're at right now, and with a great deal of respect that I have for them and the type of program that they run. I like how you opened up the interview talking about, you know, how you guys chose this place. I say, man, y'all got good taste. Coach Shane, brought me on the tour. He brought me on a tour back when they were building it, but I haven't been here since it's been finished, and we actually got one, not quite like this, but we got one that's supposed to be finished at the end of this month. I think with all the rain, I don't think we're going to be able to get into it until a little bit later, but we opened up with St. Thomas More, obviously, and that says itself, and it says, a lot of, STM, the name says a lot just by itself. And then week 2, we have LCA, who's been operating a tremendous program for about a decade now. And then we got the Zachary Broncos week 3. And then we go into district play, with Barb and, everybody else that's in our district. So very tough schedule, man, very tough schedule. But, we're up for it, and hopefully we have a better result this year than we had a year ago.
Absolutely, Coach. And lastly, give a shout out to Carencro, Crow Nation, and why they should be excited for this year's group in 2025 when they come and see y'all play every Friday night.
Well, look, we work extremely hard to represent our school and our community and our program in a first-class fashion, and we need the support. We need the support. We want our community to come out and show up and show out. And we've been working extremely hard since I've been at Carencro to get the stands back to how they were in the 90s and the 2000s, and we're still, working to be that. Even when we won the state championship, unfortunately, the stands weren't quite, the way we wanted them to be. 2 years ago, we were 8-0. Number 1 team in the state of Louisiana, and the stands wasn't where we wanted it to be, so it ain't a winning and losing thing, we've had empty stands where we were winning, and unfortunately empty stands we were losing, so we just want our community to come out and support us and be there.
I think they will, Coach. Coach, always a pleasure talking with you for sure, and then here is our magazine that you get to keep, and the next one we have a lot of Carencro action and an in-depth season preview. You know somebody, you probably recognize somebody on the front cover,
sir.
Carson Gursey, your quarterback. So for the Carencro fans, if you're interested in their next preview magazine, make sure to go to our website. You can find us, GridironFootballUSA.com. We'll see what the 2025 Carencro Golden Bears have in store for 2025.